Welcome to Greek for a Week. I'm glad that you are looking at another video. And this week we begin the smaller paragraph that actually concludes the exhortation section of chapter 4. So we're looking at chapter 4. The paragraph is 9 through 12, but this week we will just consider verses 9 and 10. This is one of those smaller paragraphs where Paul, and I'll mention the peri day here, where Paul has some more exhortation that he wants to give to the church at Thessalonica, but he changes topics, and that's what the peri day functions as, and that is it's a transition to a new paragraph, and it's related to the preceding paragraph, but there is a change in topic just a bit. So let's look at that, and then we'll also talk through some things, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so verse 9, he says, "Now concerning the love of the brethren, you have no need." So here's you have no need that anyone write to you. For you yourselves are taught. So you are taught to love one another. For indeed you do it to all the brethren in all of Macedonia. But we exhort or urge you, brethren, to abound more. So the topic change is the love that we are to have to one another. So that's Paul's change in topic. He went from sexual immorality in the first part of chapter 4 to now to loving one another. So the peri day, I mentioned that there's your transition. There is your transition again to a new paragraph, related topic, but yet it's still different. Then you have graphane here. All right, that's a present active infinitive, likely a complementary infinitive. Now concerning the love of the brethren, we have no need. Well, no need to do what? Well, to write. Then you have another gar here. Okay, if you'll notice, chapter 4, verses 1 through 8, there were three different uses of gar, or I should say there were three uses of gar in those verses, and they provided reasons as to why Paul was exhorting them to walk and to please God. Well, here he's going to use a gar in verse 9 and a gar in verse 10 to provide the reasons why he does not have to write to them. So this reason here, gar, he doesn't have to write to them because you were taught. So you were already taught to do what? And here's to love one another. Here's your eis ta plus the infinitive. The agapon is your present active infinitive, and the eis ta plus the infinitive likely indicates purpose. So the purpose of you being taught was to love one another. That is the reason why there's no need to write to you. The second reason why there's no need to write to you, so here's the second gar, is because you are doing it, the poiete, that second person plural, present active indicative of poieo. So you're already doing it. So Paul in 2 verses here provides 2 reasons as to why he doesn't need to write to you. The first reason, you've been taught. Second reason, you are doing it. Then you'll notice that we get to another de down here. Okay, and that de says, hey, though you're doing it, I still want to urge you, I want to exhort you to keep doing it. So here's the exhortation, parakalumen. All right, that's the first person plural present active indicative of parakaleo. So we are urging, we are exhorting you, and then here's brethren, to what? To abound more. In other words, abound more and more in your love to the brethren. And this to abound here, the periseuein, that's a present active infinitive. It is a complementary infinitive of we're exhorting. Well, we're exhorting you to do what? Well, and that is to abound more and more. So, again, these two verses kind of kick off this next section. We're going to look at verses 11 and 12 next week, and we'll just see some more specificity to what Paul is exhorting the Thessalonians to do. Here in verses 9 and 10, keep on loving one another as you are doing now. That's kind of the point. All right, have a great week. We'll see you next week.